Hello, dear traders. My name is Oleg Pishepa. Welcome to Trading Hero YouTube channel. Let's start our weekly review. Our total profitability is plus 160%. I'm really glad to say that finally we got to a new historical maximum. The previous one was at the point of 157% of profitability. Now we have 160%. And this week we closed with a total profit plus 2%, and the current profitability for December is 3.5%. I would like to say that usually we stop trading from the 15th of December. We start trading in a close only mode. It caused by the volatility caused at the end of the year and at the beginning of January. We usually have like a thin market, so we can have a lot of unexpected moments, and that's why we prefer not to risk with our robots and to make some kind of like 3 weeks break. First of all, to retest all the strategies and see what kind of robots performed well, what kind of robots may be replaced by the other ones, and actually to make maybe some adjustments to our portfolio. So that's why, like keep noticed that from the uh, end of the next trading week, we'll be closing our trades and will not be opening any new trades. But I will give you several investment ideas regarding the currencies we are trading with, so you can make your own trades regarding the technical analysis we perform. Let's switch to MetaTrader platform and see how we were trading during the current week. The first currency pair is GBP to USD on 1 hour time frame. I highlighted the previous week with a gray rectangle, and you can see that all the week we were trading in this corridor. We can clearly see the resistance level. We also can see the support level that actually was formed on the base of the previous resistance level. And if you remember, last week Friday we had non-farm payrolls, and we had this like retest on the news. Actually, the turning points which are formed on news, they may be very strong support or resistance levels. So this happened like this week and last week we retested the previous resistance, and it played the role of a very good support. We were buying on Monday and Tuesday and closing our deals with profit, and starting from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we were like selling against the upcoming movement. You can see that globally we are in the upper part of this trend. We are very close to the resistance level, and as for me, the market looks really overbought because even on a daily time frame, you can see that first of all we came closer to the previous highs of August, and we are trying to break them and move on to the next levels. But considering like the movement we have now, I think that we may face some kind of a correction, or at least like stay in this corridor for a while for the buyers to gain their force, because the market was like growing with like in non-stop mode for several months. So I think that now the time has come to like slow down a little bit. So that's why I'm expecting to see some kind of a correction in the beginning of the next week that will help us to close the selling trades we have. The next currency pair is GBP to Canadian dollar. Like we have a fantastic uptrend because if you remember, we were trading in this uptrend, then the resistance line became a support line, and now we can see that trend like speeds up, and we were mostly selling the last week. We have the a similar picture. We had the resistance level from the previous week that played the role of the support level, and now we're heading to like to the new maximums. From the daily time frame, we can see that we are really close to the like previous potential resistance level, because in the future it was a support level. So if you see here, um, November and December 2021, market was bouncing off this line, and usually this kind of, let's call them like mirror levels, or levels that once were support levels, they may play a role of a strong resistance level. So we can expect a correction from the current point, because the market is really overheated. And like on even on a weekly time frame, you can see that we actually like growing very fast, and we are heading to the like global support level that can become a mirror level, like in this case. Or we have another scenario that if market like actually each market want to trade in a like stable atmosphere, when the price corridors are like predictable, and there is no huge volatility, so we can expect that market can be like trading somewhere uh, down lower than the previous support level, and then it will grow up and we'll see the market trading in this corridor. But it's a long-term opportunity. What is interesting for us as short-term traders is that from these levels, the probability of correction is really high, so we expect to see our deal closed at the beginning of the next week. The next currency pair is Australian to New Zealand dollar. We have an opposite situation. The trend is falling. We have a very strong downtrend. And the last week we closed our buying positions gained from the previous week, and then we made a new local low, and on the like retest of this low we bought and closed our deal with profit. Now we do not have any open trades. From a global chart, you can see that Australian to New Zealand dollar is very close to the same like mirror level, the level that at once it was a resistance. Now it can become a support once again. It actually already played the role of the support in the past, but now the history may repeat itself once again, because the speed of the decline is really huge. Actually, we were gaining this like position um, from the beginning of 2022. The market was growing for 9 months, and then it lost all the potential for like only 2 months. So usually after this kind of like declines, we can see some corrections, and some time market should spend in a corridor. We'll see if market will be falling. We'll obviously buy. If we'll see the correction starting from the next week, we're gonna be selling against the local trend after the market break the previous resistance levels. The next currency pair is New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar. Another fantastic trend. You can see we are growing from October, and now market also speeds up. The same situation as with GBP to Canadian, you will also see it on Australian to Canadian dollar. That's why we have only orange circles here that show us that we are selling, and in some rare occasions buying, but mostly we are selling against this movement. This week was not an exception, so we had the local high, we broke it, we started selling, then we averaged the trade, then we got a new local high, we sold here again, and we are now averaging this position. So everything like according to the strategy, we are moving step by step. Like each step we grow, we consider that after getting to a new high, the market will show us some kind of a correction. If it grows again, we average the trade, we open new trades with bigger volume to compensate the losses gotten from the first trades, uh, and expecting to close the deals on the like correction after this moment. So everything according to the strategy. With NZD to Canadian dollar, we have a really interesting situation. First of all, we came closer on a daily time frame. You can see we are really close to the historical highs. And what is more interesting that on weekly time frame, we have a really unique situation that now we have 9 growing weeks in a row. Let's check the history and see if we ever had this situation in the past. It's really interesting because sometimes good market opportunities may be found by simply studying the way how market was behaving in the past. Because you see, according to the technical analysis rules, market repeats itself and history repeats itself. By the way, we had eight candles, not nine. We had seven, we had six. Oh, we had nine candles, like in 2014. Okay, we had it. We had seven candles in a row, so we had six, and let's scroll it to the beginning, and you can see that from 2007, the earliest quotes that we can find here, we had the situation with nine growing candles in a row only one time. So it means that theoretically, the probability of a reversal movement during the next week, or maybe a couple of next week, is really big according to the statistics. Plus, we have a strong resistance level from which the price was falling at the beginning of this year and the end of the previous year. So that's why I think that, like, considering all these facts, you may find interesting um, to sell trading with NZD to CAD, but it's not according to our strategy, just as an idea for a middle or long-term investment, because from a technical point of view, like this idea actually sounds good. And considering that I prefer to trade against some impulses, not like following the trend, especially if we speak about currencies, because currencies they behave different than stocks or cryptocurrencies. So that's why you have a good opportunity to sell, and I hope that the fact that market is really overbought will help us to close our positions at the beginning of the next week. And the last currency pair for today, it is Australian to Canadian dollar, the similar picture to NZD CAD. We have a very strong uptrend. We were mostly selling in the second part of the week. First part of the week we had this correction. We You can see that we had like four times market was retesting the resistance level. Then we finally broke it. We sold after we broke this level, and now we are averaging these trades and waiting for the correction, maybe for the market to return to the previous support level or to the trend line. We'll see. From a global point of view, Australian to Canadian is similar to NZD CAD. The impulse is not so strong, but still you can see on a daily time frame we have a really strong movement for around 6,700 pips. We already broke the previous resistance level, and from a weekly time frame we can see that we actually have seven growing weeks in a row. We had these situations in the past also. We met it not very often. We had even nine, but actually like nine candles and 400, almost almost 5,000 pips. But now we have eight candles and almost uh, 7,000 pips. So the distance also matters, not only the count of candles. So now I think that from the historical point of view, Australian to Canadian dollar, considering the weekly time frame, has a really good opportunity to bounce back and to show us the down movement at the beginning of the next week. By the way, we had situations when we had like 10 candles in a row, so anything may happen. On Australian to Canadian dollar, the probability is like lower to find to get the reversal movement, but still we have it. That's all for now, colleagues. Thanks for trading with us. I hope you're getting good profits. You're learning how to trade. Maybe you're trying to trade on your own, looking at the trades we make. So I wish you successful trading and see you next Saturday.